Ramble.
Today's episode is sponsored by Honey.
I'm vengeance.
Yeah.
Guilty Pleasures! Welcome to Guilty Pleasures. What is up today?
Yeah.
We're talking about our emo king,
Yeah.
the Batman.
Yeah, he is. He's got his eyeliner ready, his Nirvana shirt going. It's probably under the bat suit at all times.
You think he like eyeliners his nipples and just like full body?
Yeah. Because if he
Oh.
goes shirtless at any point in time,
He
his armor
needs to-
goes away.
yeah, he needs
his nipples can be identified.
His
Yeah.
third and fourth eye.
He
Yeah.
needs to be incognito at all times.
Yeah.
Guys, what's up? We're talking about the Batman.
the Batman.
This is not going to be, obviously this will be a spoiler-filled talk. The movie's been out for a little while now. We're not going to go
Let's see
beat
it.
by beat. If you want a Easter egg breakdown, go
Let's see it.
somewhere else. We're here to party and talk about what we loved. Kelsey's face is getting touched, and this is fun. What's going on, guys?
We just haven't been around each other in
I
a
know.
week.
Yeah, it's been a while.
The energy.
Yeah.
It's
Energy
familiar.
well, I want to.
Yeah.
I want to touch somebody.
You're so far away.
I know.
You chose that seat
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's better
many
for my
moons
back.
ago,
Sure.
and now you're stuck with it.
Where were the other drugs going?
Before we start, we should say we all fuck with this movie.
Oh,
we love it.
heavy.
It's dope.
It is great.
It is. I think like when I saw that it was coming out, I'm like, do we need another Batman? Two, do we need a
Wow.
darker Batman? I thought that. Like,
Wow.
okay, maybe I'm alone there. I
Listen.
didn't mean to offend.
As somebody who has read probably not most Batman comics, but I've read all of the good like
Literature.
runs, all of the good runs, like
Yeah.
Long Halloween, which is what this was based off
Yeah.
of. Death in the Family, all of those, whatever. I need more. I
You need more?
there. It could go very much in a darker turn, and it like there's like Hush or whatever. There's that one villain that I think the Riddler was kind of based off of, or if they do that line, it would be fucking fantastic in the next one. But
There's more coming.
There's a lot of like Batman content that is phenomenal that they haven't really even scratched the surface of.
Yeah, there's, decades of great writing.
Oh my God.
What I was going to say is I didn't think I needed another Batman. I didn't think that I
Yeah.
needed an even darker take on
Yeah.
Batman. I was fucking wrong. This movie rules. This movie is basically what if David Fincher made a Batman movie?
Right.
What if Seven starred Batman?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is sick.
I'm not like the biggest. I don't know a lot about the Batverse. I don't know the history.
That's the thing.
But I was a fucking expert in this movie.
Hell yeah.
I was riding for every storyline and character. I felt like part of the community. They explained a lot. There was many a character, and
Yeah.
I left being like, I know everything about Batman, and I know all the lore, and now I'm one of them.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna really try and do a full synopsis, but I'll hit you with the top level. We've got Robert Pattinson as the Batman. This is Bruce Wayne 2 years into the Gotham Project. He's trying to strike
Only
fear
2?
into the people.
Yeah.
I know, we'll talk about
Okay.
that. He is exploring the criminal underworld. You've got the Penguin. You've got Catwoman, meow, and you've got a bunch of drug addict drop heads, and then there are mysterious deaths with clues left by the Riddler. Batman is gonna try and live up to his name as the world's greatest detective and follow the clues and solve the crime.
Oh my God, he
Name
is
that
a detective.
He is a detective.
And that's-
this
let's
is
start
the first.
there.
Let's just
Let's
start
fucking do
there.
it.
Batman is the greatest detective. His first issue as Batman was called Detective Comics or some shit like that. The fact that this is the first time that they have him truly like searching for clues and like trying to figure out mysteries or a murder is batshit crazy. Pardon my language. Pardon my pun. But yeah, it's so crazy that this is the first time that they got to it. But I do love that Matt Reeves went for like the noir take of Batman energy and all, or of detective energy and all of that stuff. Like it's fantastic.
It's really fun. There are all these riddles. They're fun. They're clever. They're all tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
One of the ones that really made me laugh is there's something about a thumb drive, and it's literally a severed thumb, and you're like, oh, Riddler,
I
you
would have never
wily
thought
devil.
this dark movie
Yeah.
could have such a quirky joke about it.
Yeah, right. I love the Riddler. I love every time Batman looks at the Riddler and deals with the Riddler. I love their dynamic. But I feel like the first 10 minutes of this movie is the greatest superhero scene that I have ever seen in my fucking life.
Okay, so let's start with it.
No
we
exaggeration.
Open on this POV, this heavy breathing through binoculars. We realize that it is the Riddler watching this man. And you see a kid and we're like, oh, that's young Bruce Wayne. We're going to watch these parents get murked. No, not Bruce Wayne. This is some dude who's running for what?
Mayor.
He gets killed by, and like the way that Riddler
the way that he
kills
comes
him,
out, it's truly brutal.
Scary.
Yeah.
It's truly terrifying. It's like when they said it was going to be a horror movie, they meant it.
I heard a crazy analogy that was like because the Riddler and Batman are so much alike, there was so many Easter eggs about them being so similar that you wouldn't see unless you saw it again. Like Batman comes from the dark into the light, but the Riddler comes from the dark and doesn't step into the light unless it's shown upon him. And literally, the first time you see him is like a fucking creepy jump scare because it's not an intentional jump scare, but everyone in the theater was like,
oh fuck, he's in the background.
You know what scared me about the Riddler is so this first kill, he like bashes this mayor over the head.
Yeah.
But he throws
the way that he lunges
his entire body. And you're like, oh, this guy is not strong.
No.
He's not he's me.
Yeah.
Zach Kornfeld. How Zach Kornfeld would try and kill someone.
He really had to, like get a running start or like jump off the wall or some shit like that and lunge his whole body at him and beat him to death with a hammer?
A paint carpet lifter?
A paint carpet. Yeah.
What's a paint carpet lifter? I don't know. I just put words together.
I feel like they just made that up for the movie.
I appreciate it. The support.
But then
and then we get to the part that is near and dear to my heart.
Yes.
You get the VO of Batman overlooking the city and all of the things. Yeah. Yes. But like
and we've talked about on this show.
Yeah.
VO can be a crutch.
VO is a crutch.
We don't always love it.
No.
It works.
It works because it is not him saying how he felt. It is purely him writing in his bitch ass diary.
Okay, then should journal more.
Okay, he's writing in his journal and he's doing a narration, right, of how the city is and just setting the scene for it. And it literally felt like the square text in all of comic books. And I was like, fuck yes, let's go. And all of it, and he's explaining this and he's just like, I have become the shadow and all of that. I've become the fear. And you're just like, you see the bat signal go up and you feel the fear from all of the criminals of the night of that night. It was just like, man, I don't know if I can go out like that, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to do this tonight. Although The Dark Knight did the same scene, this was done better in my opinion.
Much better. So you don't see Batman for a
right.
while.
Oh my
but you
fucking
see
God.
A montage of all of these villains. And Batman's talking about how he is the shadows. The symbol is fear. I'm going to strike fear into all of the criminals of Gotham.
Yeah.
And by the way, Gotham is
nasty.
Oh my God.
She's silvery and black and
it feels like the typical acid drip text that a lot of people put up. Like it just feels like that in black.
Yeah.
It's fucking sick.
But you see all of these criminals and they're looking in the shadows and they're like,
there's like, I hope.
Batman, are you in there?
You in there?
Are you in those shadows, Batman? And they're fucking terrified. We
are terrified because it brings that childish like fear of looking into your closet or something like that. It's just like there's something fucking in there. Okay. I know there's something in there.
But can I tell you what made me laugh out loud and I was the only one in the theater?
Oh no.
Is when you hear Batman coming for the first time. You don't see him.
Yeah.
You're just staring down
those Doc Martens.
Those fucking alleyway. And I just start to hear like clap. Clap.
Yeah.
Clap. And immediately all I see is Batman as a drag queen.
Okay. Well, that's
just
how
the
dare
biggest,
you.
biggest boots coming down. Who made that boot sound?
Well, fear did, obviously. Vengeance did.
I'm going to tell you that I know for a fact that worked for me and Garrick because we saw this together and we both went,
I forgot you guys saw it together and I feel left out.
No, well,
You were skiing or
I
some
saw it
shit.
with a group of dudes because I don't know. And none of them loved it.
How dare they?
And I thought that was unique.
because they all loved
they're
the
dumb.
Dark Knight.
And
they're
they're
just
always
like,
gonna be comparing
they've got that tattoo on their chest of the Joker smile, and they're fucking losers.
Yeah,
anyway,
I agree.
But
They're
like,
fucking your
They
friends
are.
are losers.
They're
not.
not my friends.
you really did have to separate the two, because I think that the Dark Knight has such a huge moment in all of men's lives, because I feel like that came out when everybody was like graduating high school or like first year of college,
And the world was
and I like,
evolving.
oh my, yeah, and all that stuff, and you're just really into anarchy for no reason.
Your hormones.
Yeah, right. Your
Yeah.
hormones are raging and all that. And the Dark Knight comes out and you're just like, yo, the Joker is fucking, let's fucking flip everything and
fight.
burn money and fight
Yeah.
each other. But it's
a different thing.
it's a different
Yeah.
thing. And once you separate the two, you appreciate this one for what it was.
So going back to what Kelsey called the drag queen moment.
Yes.
Yes. Oh
and-
my God.
Batman
And
and drag.
Garrick and I called the giddy. Oh boy.
Oh, yes, it's coming.
You're staring. I mean, it must be to me the most effective use of a black void
Yeah.
in movies, because you see all of just these dark nothings, and you're like, as an audience, you're like, where the fuck?
Yeah.
Batman's in there, and then
Yeah.
finally, boom,
And it's like, he's in this
Club.
one.
and you see it's not
Clippity-clop.
like superhero sneakers. It's
No.
like army commando
Yeah.
black Doc
Yeah.
Martin. Fuck you up,
Yeah.
stomp on your face boots.
I'd like to call those fuck me pumps.
They're not pumps, though. It's not
But they
heels.
kinda
It's just
are.
boots. He's wearing your
Then
boots
why
in
do
black.
they sound like heels?
I don't know.
They're so.
Garrick is so mad.
I'm so mad.
It sounds like he's walking from heel to toe like a
I'm
fucking
so
like
mad.
rancher.
No,
And
he just
he-
has buckles on
I'm
his
just
boots.
gonna say it sounded a little gay.
and
All right.
He sounded a little
All right.
gay, Batman.
And Batman 6-inch stilettos flop
He-
out of the darkness.
he saunters out.
No, but he comes out, and it's like they treat Batman in this movie like he's Jaws, like he's
Yeah.
dark. And the score that Michael Giacchino made is very reminiscent of Darth Vader's Imperial March. So it's boom, 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 boom.
He's a
boom,
fucking
boom. He's a
demon.
monster.
He's kind of a bad guy, you think?
Yes,
A little bit.
Yeah, Robert Pattinson's here to beat your ass.
Yeah, he's
That's
here to
all it
fuck
is,
you up.
and that's the energy that I need from him every fucking day.
Okay.
And
but-
in that scene, he
Okay.
beats
Like,
Yeah,
the
that was a
absolute
cool fight
fuck out of
scene.
somebody.
the
He's
scoring drops,
Yeah.
and you just hear,
Like, you just hear
punches.
and then he
just-
goes, "Who are you?"
He's like, who? No, the guy says who. He comes from the darkness, and he's like, who the fuck do you think? Who are you supposed to be? And then he runs at him like a dumbass, and then he gets his ass absolutely
Yeah.
Demolished,
Yeah.
ripped apart.
Not to mention these guys are dressed as literal clowns.
Yeah,
They're dressed
which
as
is-
literal
yeah,
clowns. It's
I
a little
think
on the
that's like
nose
a-
from a nod to the comic.
I
But
think is it a nod to?
it's from a nod to the group of jokers
Right,
in the
right.
comics that they're all dressed as clowns.
Yeah, like that. His boys,
Yeah.
because I guess in this universe, the Joker's already come out,
Yeah.
and people are already following him.
It's-
I want to ask because he's obviously treated as a big bad boy. He's very scary, spooky,
Yeah.
but like he's only been Batty Boy for 2 years.
Right.
yeah,
But-
yeah.
Like why only 2 years?
Mm.
And what age does that make him?
So this is a young Batman.
Yeah.
And honestly, it is a problem that I had with the movie. Well, not a problem necessarily. Like, I think we'll discuss it. This is an origin story of sorts, not of
Yeah.
how Batman
Close-
became
close
Batman.
origin
But,
story.
you know, the arc that he goes through, and I just want to save it for a later discussion, like, you see Batman becoming a different type of Batman.
Yeah.
But the character feels like he should be older.
Yeah.
Like, because this guy, what? He's like 22
He
year
was
old
very
Batman.
sad and salty for like a 22-year-old.
Yeah.
And then when he said it's been only 2 years, I was like, well, what the fuck have you been doing? What was he doing?
So for the
Well,
last-
he left for 10 years to train, essentially.
What?
Yeah, he was
Train?
gone for 10 years.
Where?
Is that said? I don't remember
Yeah,
that.
I think so.
Where did he go?
I might be mixing this up with the year one comic. I'm so sorry, but it's another like thing that they threw in there. Batman year one. It's going through through his first year as Batman and all that stuff.
And this
I
has a
think he's been
year
gone.
2 on his journal, so there's a direct reference there.
Right.
I think basically where we meet Batman, he's like, Gotham is fucked.
Yeah.
I need to figure out how to fix it.
Right.
The way that I'm going to do it is I'm going to become a symbol of fear. I'm going to strike fear into
the
the people,
eyes of
into the
criminals.
criminals. When they see the bat symbol, they're going to shiver in their little boots.
Right.
Yeah.
And so at this point, not everyone knows him because the guy said, "Who do you think you are?" Right?
Yeah.
Like he's getting a rap on the streets. He's
Right.
who's this guy? And by the way, he's not named Batman in this movie.
No,
He's
nobody
named-
sees him as Batman.
He's named Vengeance.
Yeah.
And what? I think
Yeah.
I missed that part.
He
No.
calls himself the Catwoman refers to him exclusively as Vengeance. That's his name.
I thought she says we could be Bat and Cat. It's got a nice ring to it. I don't
Yeah,
know why
but
I
he's
made
got
her
a bat
Jennifer
on
Coolidge.
his chest. So that's like fair enough to be like, you're
The Batman.
The Batman. But everybody calls him Vengeance.
He's like, I think I'm gonna go with Vengeance. And Alfred's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's a more obvious name, but sure, okay, you'll figure it out.
Yeah,
Oh,
you got
I
it.
must have missed that part. I had a lot of Sour Patch Kids in my lap.
Yum.
That's right.
Yeah, I was busy munching. Just.
It's the only time I eat them is during movies.
We all shop online. Guilty, guilty, guilty. And we've all seen that promo code field taunt us at the checkout line. And we're like, I wish I had a code, if only. Well, thanks to Honey, manually searching for coupon codes is a thing of the past. What are we living in, 1980? Honey is the free shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one it finds to your cart. When you go to checkout, the Honey button drops down and all you have to do is click apply coupons. And bam, if Honey finds a working coupon, you'll watch that price drop. I literally just used Honey when I was buying my sister a birthday present. Actually, she listens to this podcast, so she's gonna know that I just saved $15 using Honey. Honey has found its over 17 million members, over $2 billion in savings. Oh my God, those are huge numbers. If you don't already have Honey, you could straight up be missing out. It's literally free and installs in a few seconds. And by getting it, you're doing yourself a solid and supporting this podcast. Get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/guilty. That's joinhoney.com/guilty.
Robert Pattinson
Yeah.
as Batman. Okay,
Wow.
he's Edward Cullen. He's been a vampire for 100 years. It's
Yeah.
about time he became a bat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's fucking incredible.
He's great as Batman.
Yeah, he like I said, he played very salty and jaded, like very
like your
well.
parents were murdered in
Like
front of you.
but like that you haven't gotten over it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
When it was announced, I laughed
Yeah.
like everyone. I'm like, oh, that's so funny. Twilight's becoming Batman. Shame on me.
Yeah.
Shame on all of us.
I didn't think about
All
him
of
as
us,
Robert Pattinson.
I believed the very fucking second it was announced because I saw Good
Really?
Time and I know what the fuck he's
I haven't watched it
capable
yet.
of. I knew, like, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, yo, this British man. Who I mean, everybody in Britain apparently has a master's in acting,
Yes.
but like, I knew
They gotta act like they like their food and goofy accents.
Right.
Damn,
Yeah.
suck
Yeah,
it, Britain.
All right, suck it,
Suck it,
Hope the
Britain.
UK
Fucking
is
eat your
not
fucking
high on
beans.
our
We beat you in the
insides.
war. We'll do it again.
Yeah, we'll do it
Okay,
again,
reel
baby.
it
Your
back
royal
in.
family
We'll
ain't
dump-
shit.
we'll
Reel
dump
it
more
back in.
tea.
Guys,
We'll
we
dump
have
more
Trump
tea.
to answer for. Okay, we can't make fun of him.
Yeah, I
That's
hate
fair.
our country too.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, I don't like where I live. yeah.
We didn't choose this.
Anyway, Robert Pattinson.
But I
Rob
knew,
Pattinson.
I knew he was gonna be really good because of Good Time and his performance in that was
Yeah.
fantastic.
I didn't think of him as, in a sexy way whatsoever. Was it one of you two that was like, well, someone asked me like, well, you wanted to fuck him, right? Like every girl wants to fuck him. And I was like,
That's your boys. Those are your boys
yeah,
that
they're
love
not
Dark
my
Knight.
boys,
Yeah, they
okay?
are. Yeah,
They're
they
friends
are.
of friends.
Okay.
Your boys want
And-
to fuck Robbie Pattinson. You know
and
what? I get it.
I was
Yeah.
like,
He's
I
a
was
fuckable
not.
guy.
I was not horny
fucking-
for our Pats once in this
No.
movie.
I'm gonna
There was
tell
not a
you
Because
single
you
thing.
saw a man that was wounded. You saw
Yeah.
a Batman the whole time.
Well,
You
would
saw
think I would
vengeance.
embrace him, but I didn't.
I think that Robert Pattinson is the best Batman.
Yeah.
And I definitely think that he is absolutely the worst Bruce Wayne.
He's the worst Bruce Wayne because we never saw Bruce Wayne.
He is so fucking emo
Points were made.
always.
Yeah.
And you watch him in this movie because like we're used to like Bruce Wayne being an alter ego, right? It's like
Yeah.
there's the Playboy billionaire Bruce Wayne.
And there's the
You look at this guy, that motherfucker is definitely Batman.
Yeah. It's so funny when he was just like, spoilers, when the Riddler's like, you're Bruce Wayne or whatever, Bruce Wayne. And it's just like the audience is like, oh man, how did you figure it out? It's just like, look at him. you saw him at the funeral. You were looking at him in the funeral. You're just like,
eyeliner
that's Batman.
Here is Robert Pattinson as Batman. I'm Batman. Here is Robert Pattinson as Bruce Wayne. I'm sad. It's the same fucking guy.
Yeah.
Wait, so I think that there's something to be said too, though, and maybe it's just me, but I feel like Robert Pattinson didn't talk this whole movie.
No.
I feel like he had 0 lines, lots of looks.
I thought he was very funny in this movie.
He was funny. He gave
was
looks.
really funny.
He gave us fucking memes.
Yeah.
He gave us side eye. He gave us long, quiet stares.
Yeah.
He
And
gave us,
but those long, quiet stares were filled with comedic timing, where he's just like looking down. He's like, you got a bunch of cats. It was hilarious. I was like, oh yeah.
Okay, you did remind me just now of the one time I wanted to fuck him was when he meets Catwoman and he's helping her get all dressed up and stuff, and the earpiece and in the eyepiece, and he goes, "Look at me." And then he leans in and she thinks she forgot she had eyepieces in. And I was like, huh. I felt like I shouldn't.
Yeah.
You like being told
that.
what to do.
Yeah, I was like, I like that a lot. That's good TikTok material, that sound.
You are right though. This movie does a lot with silence. There's a moment later on when he's in a crime scene, the guy's like, "Hey, you can't touch that," and Batman just kind of looks at him, and he goes, "Oh, okay, do what you want."
Yeah,
and
right.
he's like, "Oh, you can't." And he just looks at him and goes,
Yeah.
"Oh," and it's funny every time.
Yeah. But
he's like,
there was no voice, like there's no lines I remember being like iconic or anything.
right. No, there weren't any.
Yeah.
I think the only like big one was him realizing that he was only one person and he has to help Gotham a different way. And that was like towards the end, which was nice. And I think that's where he's going to start doing his like philanthropy stuff. Blah, 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 blah.
Well, okay, if we're at the end, let's talk about it. I thought it was fucking beautiful.
I was like, I was slightly upset at the end because I didn't.
What for?
I didn't think that the Riddler's reasoning for doing all of this stuff was like valid enough.
I meant the end with where.
yeah.
So we begin with Batman thinking that he needs to strike fear into people's hearts. He needs to be a symbol of fear.
Yeah.
But what he realizes at the end is that it's not enough to change the world by punching down on the bad. You need to be a beacon for hope. You need to show people
Lift up the
where
good.
to go.
Yeah.
And I thought that was like a really nice arc. And when we talk
Right.
about it being an origin story, that's like we're seeing Batman realize what he needs to become.
Yeah.
Right.
So after the movie was done, I feel like for your homies or whatever,
Stop
your boys,
calling them
your best
my
friends,
fucking homies.
your fucking roll
Your
dogs,
blood brothers.
I
your
don't
blood
like
brothers.
these
You guys
guys.
cut your hands and shook hands.
Fucking
You have the
But-
matching tattoo with him,
no.
right?
Yeah.
Not.
Yeah.
That's Lacey.
Okay. But I feel like everybody thought that this was a direct comparison to The Dark Knight.
Yes.
If it is a direct it is not. It's a
not.
direct comparison to Batman Begins, where it blows it the fuck out of the water. This
literally.
is such a better movie. That I feel like an introduction to the world that this is gonna play in. Than Batman Begins by a long shot. And I feel like the second one will be punching less above its weight class.
Can I
yeah,
say
I agree.
that the thing that what you reminded me of when like comparing it to other ones was that, and I wrote this in our group chat, I said it did feel a little formulaic.
Yeah.
In that everyone, I don't even fucking read comics, and I know the story of Batman. His parents were murdered.
Yeah.
These bad guys, Gotham's always going to hell. No one can seem to get their shit together in this town. And it's like the Penguin guy, there's a lot of stuff, and I know, I get the basics. And I knew how the movie was going to start.
Yeah.
I knew how the middle was going to go, and I knew how the end was going to go.
Because it like, yeah, it's just fucking, it sets up a sandbox, it plays in the sandbox, it ends the sandbox.
And is
like,
that
there's
what
nothing-
it's meant to be?
Right.
Is it? Like, I'm asking.
I think that like for first takes on or origin stories on a character, even though we already know the character, they always end up like this. Regardless of how hard you try, you have to do certain things in order to set up certain motivations and all that stuff. And I feel like that's the formula you have to, adhere to for a first movie anyway. That's why I'm like more excited for the second one. And it's also like if you like zoom into it or zoom into the movie itself, where it's just like your first act is mostly the same for a lot of things, and then the second act is like, oh, what the fuck is gonna happen? Blah blah blah, fun and games. Shit, and then your third is probably again the same. So with that zoomed out, the second movie could be fucking crazy,
right?
It could be like all kinds of weird stuff. I'm more excited about the second one because the world that was built on this.
They built a hell of a world.
It's so good.
One thing that I'm not sure how I feel about, to wrap up Robert Pattinson.
Oh, I thought you meant to. I was like, there's no way that's
no. To wrap up Robert Pattinson as Batman, his hair,
very strange.
Does it look like mine?
It's
Before we wrap up Robert Pattinson, please go on the hair. I have another thing.
He has a swoopy emo cut.
Yeah.
I just don't know why they did that to our boy.
Oh, that looked so bad.
Yeah.
Why'd they do that to our boy?
It looked early 2000s, Fall Out Boy, Justin Bieber.
Are you trying to talk shit about Fall Out Boy?
No, I fucking love Fall Out Boy. I could quote every single line from their songs. I'm just saying that was, why did they do that for a movie that is taking place in 2022? Without it being a joke.
Yeah, I know like Nirvana was the the score for this entire movie. Yeah. But like, did it have to be how he looked?
We got the eyeliner, which was sexy, and I appreciate that. I did not need the hair.
Yeah.
But I liked the costume. Made him look all buff.
It made his hair, to speak on another thing, made me feel like he was always Batman. Like he was always just taking the helmet or the cowl off.
Like he was sweaty and like just had to be like...
It was just tossing his hair about. It's just like, I'm always putting it on. I'm always taking it on. I'm always putting it. But in that regard, his Bruce Wayne, where he's like riding around in the motorcycle and like, doing stuff during the day and like taking notes on people and following, like that part was cool.
Yeah, and we have talked about the eyeliner. Like, this is the first movie that shows, like, fucking duh, Batman paints black around his eyes. And in other Batman movies, there's like a reverse shot where you see Batman with his helmet, and he has the black stuff. They cut away, and then like he takes his mask off, and it's gone. And it's like, there's nothing really neat about seeing him like sweaty and dripping with this face paint. Like that's real. That's what it would be. Mm-hmm. In this movie, Colin Farrell plays Jared Leto.
Oh my God.
Plays Jared Leto.
I have a joke.
I'm sorry.
In this movie, Colin Farrell stars as Jared Leto in The House of Gucci as the Penguin. Colin Farrell is unrecognizable as the Penguin.
I still don't believe it.
I can't see it. I'm looking for his face.
I still think it's a fucking prank. Punk. Ashton Kutcher's gonna come out and say,
Can we jump to a fun fact? How long was his makeup?
I don't know.
You didn't fun fact
hours.
I believe it was like 8 hours. I remember seeing it was like 8. Oh, sweetheart!
I know a fun fact.
Take it easy, sweetheart.
Is that Colin Farrell was supposed to be Batman once upon a time?
No
kidding. And then he's Pengy, and I wonder how that feels for his ego, because they were like, we're gonna take you from Robert Pattinson's role and put you in a fucking Penguin suit.
I don't think he gives a fuck.
I think he did
Colin
justice.
Farrell's a very good
He's
actor.
phenomenal in this.
Yeah.
I don't know who in the universe was like, I know who can play this character.
Yeah.
Colin Farrell, because he looks nothing like him.
No.
The prosthetic work is remarkable. But the voice and the character he plays, unlike anything Colin Farrell has ever done. There's nothing in 20 years of Colin Farrell on screen that makes me think that he was right for this role, and he was perfect.
I swear he got shorter.
No, he's a small guy.
He's a small guy?
He's one of us. Short Kings Unite.
Short King Spring.
I like you guys, but
Short
that's
King
about
Spring,
it.
baby. Let's
Short
go.
King Spring. Oh my God, make a shirt that says that.
Short King Spring.
Yeah, he's 5'10".
Okay, he's taller than me.
That's not Short King. That's like,
Yeah.
he's the king of the Short Kings.
Yeah, or like
Is
he's
anything
just
under
the
6 foot
average.
Short King?
No.
What is
yes.
the cutoff?
Yeah, I don't know.
I
feel
would
like
say
I'm the cutoff.
5'7".
5'7"?
is short king
5'7" and what?
and under.
Okay, but like 5'7"
What are you
and 3/4.
guys?
I'm like 5'7" 3/4.
Yeah.
That's such a lie. Well, how tall are you?
With shoes on, I am 5'10.5.
The fact that you guys have the fucking 0.75,
Yeah.
0.314.
Gotta.
Miles is in the corner with his 6'4" ass.
Yeah,
just
because Miles is so tall that he bends in the breeze.
Wait, but without shoes and without lying, how tall are you guys really?
5'7" and 3/4.
so
Moving
you're
on.
I'm at
5'7".
5'9.8.
Anyway,
Colin Farrell, I think so. He runs this club. He speaks. He's so funny. Like Batman's investigating him.
He is funny.
and he shows these
Yeah.
photos. Like, oh, don't show me that. Gross.
Yeah.
It's like it's really a blast.
And then he also has a nice joke and play on the comics where he's like, fucking world's greatest detectives over here. It's like,
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: is that you could probably fully take his character out of the movie and it would work. But he is also responsible for my favorite scenes in the movie, including what I think this movie has maybe top 3 greatest car chase scenes ever put to film.
then you've never seen the Bodyguards Hitman
get
or whatever.
into
They
it.
have the
Okay,
best
that can
car
join
chase
it in the
scene.
top 3?
No, that's number
I
one.
don't give a fuck about bodyguards
Wow.
or any type of
I'm gonna
that
tell Samuel L.
bullshit.
Jackson you said that.
Because this was easily the greatest chase scene I have ever seen.
But
I'm gonna say something
didn't even
crazy.
In my fucking
matter.
life.
I'm going to say something insane here.
Yeah.
It's better than any
Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious
chase
It
scene.
is on. Let's set the scene for
Yeah,
the people.
let's-
You guys are
let's do it.
reaching.
No,
we're
man.
not reaching at
It's
all.
so good.
I
Reach.
need
Y'all's
some
back hurt.
fucking music for this shit.
Music, yo, the chase scene didn't even matter. It
Well,
was
who
all
cares?
They killed multiple lives for
Say
nothing.
that after we talk about how dope it is.
Okay.
Don't
Yeah.
start there.
Wait, I'm gonna just play the. Oh, it's an
Copyright.
ad's got to play. Oh,
Gotta get
will we
YouTube
You want me to
Premium, bro.
sing it?
will we get copyrighted?
Who, Matt Miles? Yeah, we will. Okay, don't do it.
Oh.
So
It's
it
not music,
starts
it's
with
just the noise.
it
What is
starts
it?
with you just see
okay.
the light from the exhaust of the Batmobile, and you see it like
Oh,
turning on, and you're like, oh shit!
that's why you like it.
Because the whole time, I'm sorry. If
I
that
meant
was
to
too loud.
text you. What kind of car is that?
It was like a chopped up Camaro, I believe, but an
A
old
Don
Camaro.
Toretto.
But the whole time, the whole movie, this is about like an hour and a half in, and you're like, wait a second, there hasn't been any Batmobile. He's been
Batmobile?
driving around in a bike.
Where's the
Where the fuck is
Batmobile?
Batmobile at? And we're just like, all right, cool, whatever. And then there's a scene where Batman gets
shootout,
shot, whatever, and then you
Alright.
just don't see him anymore, and you just hear a fucking jet engine start, and it pans over, and it's just you just see it's literally the same introduction of the Batman for his fucking car, and you get the same feeling, and you're just like, ah! Oh my God, it's in the darkness. And then you just see the red lights come on. You see the
that's
fire
pretty
coming out of
good.
the fucking engine. And then you see that there's more fire coming out of the back of the car.
Oh, it's on fire.
And it's on fire. And
just
you're like,
chills
oh,
thinking about it.
Oh my
I can't
God.
believe you guys saw it the opening night together. Were you losing your fucking
We were losing our
Yeah.
mind. And then
Losing
you
our
get this chase scene where they're going the opposite way of traffic on a freeway.
I've done that once.
Oh no,
Oh,
Kelsey,
my.
why?
We don't have to talk about it. We'll be in Florida.
Oh boy.
Florida.
On the off ramp, you know what I'm saying?
And it's exhilarating the way
Yeah.
Matt Reeves shoots the fuck out of this
Yeah,
scene.
it shoots it, and it's in the POV of the car at certain points in
Yeah.
time, and
It's
you're like,
nighttime. It's orange.
yeah,
it's
everything is wet. Bro.
Lots
Like,
of trucks.
Lots of trucks.
Lots
Lots
of
18
trucks.
wheelers.
But the fact that there's fuking traffic is crazy
I
to
love
me.
that.
I love the fact that
When
there
he
was
got
traffic.
stuck between trucks, I was like, trucks are the real victim here. 18-wheelers did not fucking sign up for this part of their job.
Yeah.
They're always the victim of a fucking
Right.
car crash.
Yeah,
scene.
and then speaking of, and by the way, this scene has been shown in trailers, and you're like,
Yeah.
you're like, oh no, they showed too much. I've seen it. No, you haven't.
you
haven't seen it.
Yeah,
You haven't
No.
seen it.
It is just like
Right. The
full
way-
I'm gonna say it. this is cinema. You know, that's you see that and you're like, that's why I go to the fucking movie theater.
Yeah.
This
That's-
scene is why I put my mask on and risk this shit because
I thought you were gonna make a Batman reference.
no. It's like why is worth it to me because the feeling of like your seat shaking from the sound, the big picture. Feeling the fucking like people like losing their breath sitting next to you, just that's fucking
sounds like
church.
Okay,
to me.
I'm gonna fucking play the sound again.
Play the sound again.
Because it's terrifying. It sounds like a
'cause you're like,
ghoul
what is that
screaming.
actually?
Yeah, exactly. And you're hearing all
Just
of
keep
this
it going,
off screen.
keep it going.
You're hearing all of this off screen, right? And you're just like, what is that noise? And you look over and it's a car. It's not a banshee. It's not some lady in a suit
it's a
screaming.
fucking big car.
It is a big car.
She's a
It's
big
a big boy.
She looked kind of like a dune buggy a little bit.
Yeah, no, it's like on a lift kit or some shit like that. But it's I thought that was so cool. And then there's like this little scene where the car kind of like jumps. It's just like, bitch, you better fucking go.
get out my
You
way.
better go. Because I'm coming. Because it's almost like Batman's saying, like, scaring you and like making you flinch and be like,
better.
You better. Get
Are
the
you
fuck in
ready?
the car.
Are you ready?
Get the fuck in the car. You know?
And now this is where Kelsey points out that all of the trucks exploded.
Yeah.
For nothing.
Batman killed how many people?
He killed
10,000 fucking people in this car scene.
killed a couple people.
And none of it fucking mattered because
mattered.
they end the scene, they catch the penguin, they put a knife up to him and they're like, tell us everything
Yeah.
you know. And he's like, I really don't know anything, guys.
But it's him again in his first 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
and it's also him realizing that he cannot be the fear of the people.
Yeah, but where's
Just
the PR on that? Hey guys, the Batman chase really fucking killed a lot of people. Don't
Yeah, that's
follow
true.
this bitch on Instagram anymore. Like, he's toxic.
That's
Dun, 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 dun.
nice.
It is. I mean, but that's what I mean when I say like you could have lifted Colin Farrell out of the movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
But I don't care.
right. It's
Yeah.
it's pure like setup of like whatever his reign is going to be and all this. And there's apparently going to be a HBO Max show about this.
What?
Yeah,
About
he's
the
getting-
penguin?
Penguin's getting his own show.
That's
Yeah.
Colin Farrell as the penguin?
Yeah.
That's probably why Colin Farrell did it.
Oh, that makes me excited.
Yeah, they're probably going to do like a Marvel thing where they just have a one-off series.
I will watch that.
What's crazy is that this movie has so many, like it has Riddler and Penguin and Catwoman and
Spoiler, Joker.
little
Yeah.
Joker cameo, and you have the crime family.
Two-Face,
There's
right?
So no, he's not in there yet.
Oh.
But like, there's so many villains.
That's
but
what
it
was my
doesn't-
one guilt.
Well, honestly, for me, I was like, I couldn't believe they pulled it off.
I
Yeah.
couldn't keep up. There were two Maronis, two Chaconis, two Jabronis. This guy was dicking over this guy who was working for the police, was the boss of this guy, and there was too fucking much
Maroney and the Falcone family.
like dog. As a writer, no.
That's just that's just what the Batman shit
Italiano
is.
Gothic in a fictional town.
That's just what Batman shit is.
change
I'm
the
gonna side
name.
with Kelsey on that.
Finally.
You
I had
you
no
are
idea who
you
was
are
who.
making fun of the names
Yes.
of people that wrote this on coke in the 60s. Like that's just
Punching down.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Change
You just have to
it.
deal with their names.
I don't know. But no, as someone who knows nothing about the world,
Yeah.
all of the politics of it, I did not keep up with. I did not understand.
Yeah.
All I knew was Catwoman was the daughter of the guy who is in Mr.
Falcone
Deeds.
or whatever. I
When
think
he's
it's Falcone.
beating his
It's either
foot with a
Falcone and
fire
Maroney
poker.
or-
Falcone. Yeah, Falcone. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
We've gone far too
Thank you.
far.
It's about time.
to not talk about the baddest woman to ever grace the screen.
I didn't. So I had this whole thing where I was like, I don't get Zoe Kravitz at all. And then I got
What?
I know. And then I got high and I watched this movie and I was like, oh, I get it. I fucking get it. I was like,
Welcome.
oh shit.
Garrick, I want to tell you that no one has ever been more wrong about anything
Yeah,
than
yeah.
what you just said.
Yeah.
I know.
Because like I don't mean like we should talk about her acting and her character. and I don't want to be that guy that just reduces her to her looks, but like,
my God,
holy
that skin
shit,
is
I
so
don't think
smooth.
anyone has ever been more beautiful in a movie ever.
She's very smooth.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
She's like a mirage, very buttery.
Very, very much like a flame, like a single flame on a candle, and she just moves like this.
Yeah.
And,
And she's a bad bitch. Like her fight scenes are not like watered down to be sexy latexy. They're like full punching, and she gives us performance. She gives us mood. She gives us feeling.
I didn't think that she was given as much as I would have liked as a character.
Yeah.
But I loved every moment we got with her. I think
Yes.
Zoe Kravitz crushed it. I think she is like, she's the first Catwoman that feels really real to me.
Yeah,
Like
except for
Michelle
Halle
Pfeiffer,
Berry.
obviously iconic, but like campy and fun. Anne Hathaway, I was like, sure.
I
they
believed
kind of
it.
just threw her in as like a cameo.
She's a real person, and like she's not here to save the world. She's just trying to save her friend. There, she points out like the classism that's inherent in the city, and that
And
like,
was she gay?
I mean,
She was bi.
they both exude extreme bi energy.
Yeah. Oh. I just got to shudder thinking about that. My body just like responded on a chromosomal level to that statement.
A little Zoe Kravitz, Rob Pattinson sandwich.
Oh, bitch. And they, you know, that's what I also loved. Like, so much of their scenes weren't touching.
Yeah.
It was like kind of hatred to start, which was like to be expected. But like, she had all this drama going on. And she was kind of like, yeah, fuck this. If I don't have time for the dick right now.
Kelsey, I want you to picture this, okay?
Oh.
You in a dark room. Zoe
hear
Kravitz
the
lowers down
boots.
in her leather outfit
The
on a
highest
rope.
boots.
Then out of the shadows, Rob Pattinson in his full
Click,
drag heels.
Thighs out. I want his thighs out. And he's wearing a black
you guys are making
Speedo.
this one of my favorite scenes of all time into a joke.
What? No.
Into
should
a
be,
bit.
It should be one of your favorite scenes of all time, too. Imagine what Robert Pattinson's thighs look like in those boots. I just want to rub my tongue up and down those hairy white legs.
No. But
Hairy white meat.
I will say every scene that I've never seen Batman as a child, as like a kid or like a young character. Every scene that Zoe Kravitz and Robert Pattinson shared, I was like, oh, these are kids.
Yeah.
These are fucking kids lost in a world or lost in a dark city and all that stuff, just trying to make things work or make whatever version of the city is to them. Making it bend to their will and in a nice way, and I was like, "Oh, this is actually kind of special because, again, I've never seen Batman as a child. It's always been this grown man beating the shit out of villains, and now I'm like, oh, look at this boy beating the shit out of villains."
So I want to throw in, because we're talking about Batman as a boy.
Yeah.
And so thinking about when this movie came out, there was this incredible fan theory that was going around Tumblr by Ellie Natural.
Nice.
Okay, I'm going to read this for you guys. In Batman 2022, Bruce Wayne's parents were killed in 2001. He would have been like 10, I think. The Black Parade, by My Chemical Romance, was released in 2006 when he would have been ambiguously high school aged and obviously very emo and unpopular. What I'm saying here is I think Pattinson heard the lyrics, "When I was a young boy, my father took me into the city to see a marching band. He said, son, when you grow up, you will be the savior of the broken, the beaten, and the damned." And he decided to become the Batman then and there. Discuss.
Oh
You're
my
not
god,
wrong.
I fucking love that.
You're not wrong.
Oh god, but his dad wasn't alive because he got killed in front of him. So there goes that.
Yeah, but at what age?
Yeah.
When he was 10, and then
Yeah.
he grew up in high school. When I was a young boy, my father. So it's very possible. I think
Yeah.
that he was inspired by MCR, which, I mean, we all were.
Who
Yeah.
wasn't at that age? That's
Maybe
the
that's
haircut
why
he was
he's
giving
wearing
me.
the shirt. The
And the
fucking
haircut?
And
Oh
then
my
at
god,
the
that
end,
makes
he
so much
learned
sense.
boy.
to carry on.
Oh, literally, he's carrying the girl.
Yeah.
Shit.
Okay, we're
Checks
jumping.
out.
This is the point of the episode where we jump all over the place and just hit everything. So there's this
Yeah.
one moment towards the end where Batman like falls into, he kind of like sacrifices himself, but then it's like not a sacrifice at all. But like he falls into the water and it's like quiet for a
yeah.
second. And so it goes like quiet and like Batman sacrificed himself. And there's just pure silence in the theater. And someone in our crowd just loudly whispers, "Suicide."
Oh my god, that was that was the moment when I was just like, oh my god, we're making content for people who Or idiot. I'm sorry. They're idiots. Like that was like one of the things where it's like, okay, well, you we're trying too hard. I don't know what at what point you thought that he was actually killing himself and not just heroically doing something.
It's not suicide if you're doing it for the greater good to save a whole bunch of fucking people.
Yeah. I was shocked that she just whispered that.
That was hysterical.
And it was almost like she said it with such a gusto where it's just like, hey, it's suicide.
Riddler, we talked a little bit up top. Paul Dano is terrifying.
How did I fucking know it was going to be that actor?
Yeah.
Before it even was revealed. I was like, he's the perfect perv.
Yeah. He was also funny.
Yeah, he was good.
Best moment of the movie, funniest moment of the movie, Miles, maybe earmuffs for this real quick because I don't want you to know this. We realize that the Riddler is not just a supervillain, he's also an influencer. There is a reveal that he has like a whole Discord and live stream where he's been 4chan. He's been putting this online and he has a whole bunch of followers, but he breaks his Riddler voice. He's like, hey guys, really proud of the community that we have.
Yeah.
And it is
funny.
just
give us a thumbs up.
both the funniest moment, but then also like
thanks for teaching me how to make pipe bombs.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God.
You're like, oh no, this is happening actively around the world right now.
So it's the funniest, and then immediately the most chilling because you go, "Oh no, this is
and they've
real."
been doing this
that's
in
what
Batman movies, where it's like they've been. Oh wow, he really has his ears plugged. They've been doing this in Batman movies, where it's always been some sort of like mob rise or like city people coming to like listen and fight for justice. But this one felt more sinister.
Yeah.
White nationalists gonna ruin the world.
Yeah, it felt very. It was giving me white nationalist vibes, and like not. It was two of the time. You know what I'm saying? Too close to. It was too uncomfortable because it was too close to the reality.
Yeah. Also, just watched the Q doc, so it just felt a little too real.
Those are good, eh?
The one on HBO, the series, End of the Storm, some good shit.
End of the Storm.
We know who.
We know who Q is.
Yeah.
Did you finish it?
Yeah.
So you know.
Fucking crazy. Batman gets his ass beat in this movie.
Yeah, he does.
Like crazy. The one scene that made me laugh, I think, in a bad way, is when he flies his little squirrel suit.
Yeah,
that
called
was
a
so
Tony
ridiculous.
Suit. Mm-hmm.
It's just like, just if you're gonna do a squirrel suit, go back and let's just have him do the cape,
the wings
of the cape.
I would have rather like the grappling hook, like
right, or that
like an ice climber.
Okay, and this is another the squirrel suit and all that stuff. This is another guilt of mine. We're done with the cape. We're done with the Batman cape. I can't do it anymore, man. I know that's like a symbol.
But
and
it's
all
so
that
dope.
Stuff.
Yeah,
it is great, but I'm ready for like the cape coming out of his back and all, the Batman Beyond look of it all.
Okay,
like I'm
this was
over.
giving me drag queen.
Yes, because it's just like at the end of the day, you're getting your ass beat by somebody in a cape, bro. Like at least have it be somebody in a tactical cape. I guess.
There was one fight moment where he kind of like whipped someone with a cape, and I'm like, finally, at least a little. But not enough.
Right now, there's no use at all.
No.
You know, so
it's in the way.
It's in the way. I think we can get rid of it.
Anyway, he's not cold.
Yeah.
No, that suit
is that why capes are for warmth?
Yes. Why else are you wearing them?
You know, I have a friend who, when their parents met out like at a bar, her dad was wearing a fashion cape in the 70s.
What is a fashion cape?
Like a cape that you wear that like you're not Dracula and you wear a cape.
Okay. Well, so it's still a jacket.
Is it? So a cape
Yeah, just like kind of drapes over you.
I mean,
no
like
sleeves.
anything could just be a look, but you have it so that you can like have your own little blankie on the go.
You know, we're talking about this. Maybe I should start wearing capes.
Honestly, Jared has been talking about capes coming back.
Well, Jared does look like Dracula, so he can wear a cape.
We met. So the fact that we're talking about capes being a fashion statement, he's going to be very about.
Yeah.
Him and his Lululemon basketball shorts and fucking t-shirt and then a cape.
Fuck the police.
Yeah.
This movie says fuck the police, which I think is pretty dope. Commissioner Gordon, played by Jeffrey Wright, is awesome, and every other police officer is a corrupt piece of shit.
I love him. He's from
Westworld. Brooklyn?
Katniss Everdeen.
Hunger Games.
Oh yeah,
He's from the Hunger Games.
He is.
Anyway, I just like that all the cops are pieces of shit in this movie because
Yeah,
amen.
they did a good job.
I love that they're not just pieces of shit, but they're also bad at their jobs, which is accurate.
Not just one bad apple.
Yeah.
All right, we now introduce a new segment sometimes that maybe we'll do every now and then called Burning Questions. I went on Instagram at Corn Diddy, no big deal.
What?
And I asked...
As if they're not already following.
And I asked if you guys have any questions for us to answer. The first from Lisa Coolman. Please address the Riddler latte foam art situation. I literally cannot stop thinking about it.
Why? Why did they do that?
Can you tell us what it is?
So did you?
I don't remember. He's at a cafe.
Yeah, he's at a cafe, and I guess he asked the barista, "Hey, I'm about to go to jail. Could you put a question mark in this bitch?" like that's like.
I need a good reveal.
And by the way, he's not just like he's not at some. He's not at Intelligentsia.
No, he's at
a 24-hour
they're
diner.
not doing foam art latte at Mel's.
And he's just like, yeah,
diner.
let me just get a question mark in here.
Yeah, dude, because you can't do that yourself.
Right.
You
No.
need Miles. You were a
professional.
barista. The barista has to do it.
Yeah, you need somebody to do that for you. At a 24-hour diner, they're gonna fucking spit in your face. If
Yeah.
you ask them
And
for
I don't
is
even
this
think they
question
have
mark hard?
Yeah,
I don't even
no.
think they serve lattes at 24-hour
They
diners.
sure don't, and they for sure don't have spun milk.
No.
Spun milk, foamed milk,
Spun.
steamed.
Steamed.
Oh,
Molly
Never lived
S17
this
wants to
down.
know, was it Mountain Dew that he shot into his leg?
Oh no, that's Venom. That's
wait, what?
There's a part at the end of the movie where Batman is like, he's gonna lose. And then he just takes a vial of green juice that we've never seen before.
Yeah.
He shoots it into his leg
It's
and he
adrenaline.
goes berserk.
Yeah, this is my favorite
It's
thing
adrenaline.
about it being 2 years in, because you don't know which villains are established or what's established yet. But it's Venom. Venom is the green stuff that Bane uses to get buff and shit. Yeah,
it was Hulk juice.
it was Hulk juice.
I thought it was.
Hulk
I thought it was
juice.
Yeah, like it's just an adrenaline thing.
adrenaline pump. Yeah, because he went for a while.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Yeah,
just regular.
Yeah,
adrenaline.
he got that from a gas station. It's like, let me get a box of condoms and Venom over there.
that green juice.
The green juice.
That'll give me a boner too.
Yeah.
Bee sting. That's what those boner pills are called all the time.
Carly JS noticed that Selena only took one cat with her at the end. What happened to all the other cats?
They were street
They were
cats.
strays.
They were
You
used
let
to
them
be on the
out.
streets.
Who's gonna feed them?
They feed
They feed
themselves.
themselves.
They're independent women. But why did she keep that one?
I think that one wasn't a stray.
Oh.
I'm just going to guess.
What do you guys think about? I don't know how to say his name. Barry Cohen. Barry Keoghan,
Yeah,
the guy who plays the
it's
Joker.
Joker.
Oh, the hot guy from Dunkirk.
Yeah. They released a deleted scene today, so if you
Yes.
want to see more jokey action, it actually came out that they had filmed another scene that they cut from the movie, and so it like he kind of goes to him as like Clarice went to Hannibal Lecter to get inside the mind of a criminal. They cut that, and at the end, instead, we just have one little jokey moment. What do you think of him?
For one, I hated the scene at the end of the movie. I was like, this is stupid. They don't.
Apparently, they took that out too, and then the movie didn't test as well, and so they put it back in. They needed to like complete the Riddler story.
Yet again, it is annoying that we have to pander to the audience. But yeah, I think he'll be fine. And I said this earlier in the group. They keep on trying to make the Riddler, I mean, not the Riddler, the Joker more grotesque.
Yeah.
And there is a comic run, not Death in the Family, but Death of the Family, where the Joker gets his face skinned. And then he staples it back onto his face.
Is that why his head was like that?
And if that's what they're doing, sick.
It
It's
looked like
fucking
it.
because like if it looks like a face
Yes.
pulled back and like stapled.
Did you
to
see
someone-
it?
I did.
Yeah.
And it kind of looked like that.
It
And it's just
did.
like, if that's not what you're doing, then don't. Then
Yeah.
stop it. Then you're just kind of like making it more and more grotesque.
Right.
But if you're gonna go for it, fucking go for it.
Yeah.
We don't. Because again, with the 2-year thing, we don't have to see anything that was established. We can
Right.
just have him show up, and if that's what you want to do, just do
Right.
it. Don't half-ass it. Fucking go for it. I want to see some staples in his face.
He looked nasty.
He looked disgusting.
He looked like his face, and you got to see like they have a lot of prosthetics and makeup on him.
Yeah, it's a lot of
but
teeth.
I do like maybe it's just me, but I liked the I love the parts in the movie where you get like a character's voice from the cell next to you, and you're like, "Who is it? Who is it? Who is it?" And then they didn't really confirm or deny. Like we were all kind of guessing, but then he gave that crazy laugh, and we're like, "It's gotta be.
That's my man.
That's the Joker."
I like this question from Trying to Be Human. Which villain would you betray Batman for, and why?
Betray as in go fuck him, like fuck his best friend. Fuck his enemy?
Right.
In what world does betray mean
Like
that you go
sleep with
fuck
the
his
enemy.
Yeah.
So which villain would I sleep with?
I mean, sure, let's do that one then.
I mean,
What are you
Catwoman
talking
is
about?
technically a villain.
Yeah.
Then, yup, absolutely.
yeah.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like, bitch, go team up with the villain.
Oh, I see.
Like the word betray.
I think truly
Can't compute.
Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
Because if the second one is a Mr. Freeze movie, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
Oh.
He is such a good villain. Anyway.
Has he ever been a villain in the movies?
He's been
Arnold
one in
Schwarzenegger.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, never saw it.
Nice to meet you. Anyway,
There it
Hasta
is.
la vista.
Is that where that's from?
Oh, wait, no, that's from
No, that's from
Terminator.
Terminator.
But he does a bunch of like fun.
yeah, like little cold
cheesy.
puns. But Mr. Freeze is,
chill.
yeah, he's just a dude trying to save his
daughter.
his wife
Or
that's
his wife.
cryogenically frozen. And so he's like doing whatever he can. And he's like a tragic figure rather than this like evil villain. So he's like a Dr. Octopus in a way. But it definitely Mr. Freeze. I hope they do that in the second one because he's a really compelling.
I'm fucking Spider-Man.
That's
Okay,
fine.
great.
All right.
Final question from Eric Danger. Do you think Batman
nice.
takes his whole suit off when he duties or just the bottom half?
Ooh, I think he doesn't duty
a onesie?
on duty, so he's never in the
You
suit.
think he holds it in?
I think he holds it in the whole time.
That's not up to me.
You think it's a onesie?
I think it's a pant. I think it has pants in. It's a top bottom.
Wait,
thing.
can I tell you a very funny story? You can cut this out if you want to. You're obviously going to have to edit this episode a little bit. I had these shorts that are Spanx. Spanx are shorts, or they're usually like underoos, and you pull them up and they suck in your waist and they make it nice, high and tight. But I had ones that were shorts, and they're black shorts, and so they suck in your thighs real good. They made this opportunity for women so that they don't have to pull down their Spanx because they're
Yeah.
very tight up
Yeah.
against you, that they make just a slit so that
Yeah.
you can just go pee and poop.
You squeeze like
You
rip
just
the
you just
oh
kind of
my
like
God.
open it and you go pee and then it goes back together. I accidentally
I knew it.
put my
Yeah.
black shorts in my shorts drawer, and they were actually my Spanx. And I was at Target about a week and a half ago, walking around for many, many minutes with a Starbucks in my hand. And I look down and I catch something, and I'm like, "What's on my pants?" It's my vagina.
What's
I
on my
was
pants?
Wow.
It's my vagina.
I was in my slitted Spanx in Target. And it was like 9 a.m, so it wasn't super busy. And I had a choice. I was like, do I pretend like I don't notice and just keep shopping? Or do I leave?
Okay, quick. How do we relate this to Batman so that this has to stay in the episode?
Well, it was about onesies
Hell
and
yeah.
shorts and Spanx.
Just keep it in the episode. That's a great fucking story.
Wow.
I walked around just for a little, not to seem suspicious.
Yeah.
But then I left not buying anything because I already had my Starbucks. I was like, maybe people will think I just came for Starbucks, but I had my full vagina out.
Kelsey, you do
I
not
know.
walk around and not look suspicious. You get the fuck out of there.
So,
How
You
slitted?
leave.
How slitted are the Spanx?
I mean, so it's the slit starts like, say this is the puss. It starts like where your puss starts. So I couldn't see it when I'm just standing. You really have to like look or make a move or twist
Right.
or turn a certain way to see
Right.
it.
The great conundrum.
Yeah, it
that
was
women
just like
can't
a-
see their genitalia.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking about Batman and his onesie and if does he have a slit for his
He
poop?
probably does.
Does he whip it out? Can you
You know,
poop and be?
this
Men have it
episode is
so
sponsored by
easy.
Skims.
Oh my God, I wish. It's so expensive. It's so soft. Please send me some Skims.
Well, you got to work for it, apparently.
I know,
Kim
they don't
Kardashian
pay
says.
it. Yeah. You need to work. You need to get your fucking ass up and work.
Oh my God.
I have so many fun facts. You want to hit them?
Yeah.
So, first of all, something that's just really impressive to me is that this movie was shot during COVID-19.
Yes.
You do not feel it at all.
Robert Pattinson got COVID.
Robert Pattinson got COVID-19. There were parts where the director had to be separate, and they were actually communicating via earpiece. And like this movie does not feel like it. I just kudos to the fucking team. It's really impressive to
not
me.
disjointed at all.
That's a real crew right there.
I wonder how long it took to shoot.
Probably
Right?
On the point of him having an earpiece, there were times where Matt Reeves' earpiece or his mic was accidentally left on, and so while Robert Pattinson was acting, he could hear the director. And when something exciting was happening, his breath would get faster. He said that it was a little distracting at times, but it was actually very exciting to have the director literally in your ear, to have that real-time feedback to your performance. It was
Sick.
super fun.
That's great.
A strangely intimate experience, he said. This has been talked about a lot, but Robert Pattinson's Bruce Wayne is partially inspired by Kurt Cobain. And when Matt Reeves was listening to Nirvana when he wrote the first act, that's when it came to me, quote, rather than make Bruce Wayne the Playboy version we've seen before, there's another version who had gone through a great tragedy and became a recluse. So thank you, Kurt Cobain, for inspiring this movie.
My Chemical Romance.
We've got some alternate casting. Before Colin Farrell was approached, Jonah Hill was approached for the role of the Penguin. He turned it down due to disagreements over the character, and it was also rumored that Hill wanted to portray the Riddler instead.
What are you
laughing at,
I
Miles?
just think it's so funny for fucking Jonah Hill to be like, I don't want to play the Penguin.
He probably really wanted the Riddler, and then he was just like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do the big guy. I get it. Have you seen that compilation of all the people in interviews just calling him like the fat guy at Hollywood?
Yeah, it sucks.
It sucks. And I was just like, I would 100% turn down every big role where like the Penguin is wearing like a big like
Fat
suit and all that
suit,
stuff to look like a penguin.
Someone said that. They were like, it's 2022 and we're still putting people in fat suits. And like, it's not really called out when men do it, but it's like always called out when women do it. And I was like, oh yeah, why did we do that?
Hey, we've got a bunch of people who were thought for Catwoman. You've got Ana de Armas.
Who dat?
Natalie, who the fuck? Where have you been?
Okay.
Who is it?
Natalie Emanuel,
she's a cutie. She's a cutie pie. From Knives Out.
Main girl from Knives Out.
Oh, she's very cute.
Yeah.
Big eyes.
Natalie Emanuel from Fast and Furious fame. Alicia Vikander and Zazie Beetz, but she had to turn it down due to scheduling conflicts with Atlanta.
I could have seen that.
Yeah, I love
Zazie
Zazie
Beetz. They are, in my heart, they are interchangeable.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. All right. And then this is fun. Paul Dano had to drop out of The Power of the Dog for this role, and his role eventually went to Mr. Benedict Cumberbatch.
Wow.
So by the time you hear this,
who's Benedict Cumberbatch?
He's the lead.
In what?
Power of the Dog.
Oh, sorry. Who's Paul Dano?
Riddler.
Copy. Sorry.
Yeah.
Carry on. Your lives are straight on path. Good for you.
But by the time you hear this, Power of the Dog probably has won a bunch of Oscars. So
yeah.
worked
Have
out
you guys
for both
either
of them.
seen it?
Yeah.
Have either of you seen it? Anyone seen it in
I
this
gotta
room?
watch it. So there was a lot of discussion. Bruce Wayne's parents died in October of 2001,
Oh, boy.
leaving a movie theater. And so the internet went to work and they tried to figure out what movie was Bruce Wayne's parents watching.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Now, there's a lot of them.
Let's hear it.
The one that we want to believe
Let's
is
hear
that
it.
it is distinctly possible
Yeah.
that his parents were watching The Fast and the Furious.
Fucking go. And that's where his love of cars came from.
It makes so much
and he
sense.
built his own Batmobile.
I choose to believe that.
And
It was part cameo. It was part
yeah.
Dominic Toretto.
It is definitely possible. It's what I want to believe. But the internet didn't necessarily agree with that. They were looking at
fuck
other
them.
options. Zoolander had come out right around then. It was the number one
Hilarious.
movie in the
That's
world.
funny.
Very
Wow.
possible
Yeah.
that the
Number
Waynes
one
got
in the
murked
world?
after watching Blue Steel.
I haven't heard that word since I was in high school.
But the most popular fan theory is that they were watching Shrek because
Yes.
Bruce was 10 years old. That had come out recently. So poor Bruce, no wonder he's so emo. He's living in a world where he can't enjoy the pleasures of Shrek because it reminds him of his parents dying. Damn. But the internet said, we're not done here.
Oh.
Because documentarian Ben Crew pointed out that Bruce states in his opening narration the date is Thursday, October 31st, which would put the current year as 2024, not 2021, which means that Bruce lost his parents in 2004, which means that the Wayne family was watching Shark Tale.
Oh my God. Boo. Boo. Okay, if it's Shark Tale, then they were out at the fucking actual theater.
Yeah.
They weren't watching a movie. Let's just.
You'd rather they were watching an opera.
They're watching an opera.
They were
Let's go
seeing
back
Phantom
to the
of the
original.
Opera.
They're rich.
Yeah.
They're watching Phantom of the Opera.
That was kind of refuted, and it turns out that perhaps Matt Reeves was not thinking that people would match up the calendar exactly. But that they're saying no, it was 2001, bringing it more. I'm just gonna say it was Fast and Furious. That's canon.
That's what we believe here.
That's canon.
Familia.
Guys, we're not going to decide if this is a guilty pleasure because it's fucking pleasure.
Yeah.
This movie slaps. It's 3 hours, and I enjoyed every fucking second of it.
Yeah, it was good for a 3-hour movie. It didn't never feel, except the hospital scene. I could have done less time with
Towards the end, it felt like 3 hours. I was just like,
I was down. I could have kept
somebody's a
going.
dragon.
You were high though, so doesn't time feel a little different?
Yeah,
That's fair.
There's something with a movie this long where at a certain point I go, just keep going. I dare you.
Yeah.
Never stop.
Yeah.
I didn't even have to pee.
Then you are going
Yeah,
to
me neither.
love Drive My Car.
Oh God, that's how I felt during Dune as well. I feel like these two movies are like sisters.
Might win some Oscars.
This is.
Are they coming?
Well, what did
feel
you
good.
guys think of The Batman? Now, let us know in the comments and shit. Hit us up on the socials. We love it. We love talking.
Yeah, I'll
We
talk
sure
to you.
do.
I'm Ed Corn Diddy and all the things.
I'm Kelsey Darragh and all the things. I'm Garrick Bernard and all the things.
Till next time, we are vengeance.